Reflecting God's Thoughts. From carm.org. Logic belongs to God. This is so because God has invented the universe, the physical laws, mathematics, and all other natural and true phenomena in it. Existence has an order because God gave it order. Logic is true not because it is logical, but because it is a reflection of God's nature, which is order and truth. For the purpose of this presentation, we will assume that the assertion above by Carm by Matt Slick is true. We will then present factual information, which will cause a conclusion that explicitly contradicts Matt Slick's conclusion. Factual information. Number 1, there are many different logical systems. The examples of different logical systems are modal logic, logics of necessity, contingency, possibility, etc. At least 3 different forms. Temporal logic. X is true within a given time frame. Free logic and essentialist logics, just to mention a few of the different logical systems. Fact number 2. These different logical systems have different definitions of identity and contradiction. Fact number 3. The different definitions of identity and contradiction within different logical systems vary widely, and some of the different definitions of contradiction and identity are explicitly contradictory to each other. Therefore, if what Carm says is true, logic is true not because it is logical, but because it is a reflection of God's nature. Since different logical systems have inconsistent, contradictory, and conflicting definitions of identity and contradiction, we can conclude God's nature is inconsistent, contradictory, and conflicting, just as the definitions of identity and contradiction are. And using Matt Slick's terms, we can assert thereby God's nature is disorderly and chaotic, which is the explicit contradiction of Matt Slick's assertion. Logic is true not because it is logical, but because it is a reflection of God's nature, which is order and truth.